Center this thing in your face. Oh, no.
No, I'm not the important one in this shot.
It's 8 by 10.
Alright, well, I'm ready whenever you are.
Alright.
So this
how did you initially become interested in photography?
with a platinum.
Did you have like an inspiration? Did you have
photography? I took my first series of pictures when I was 12 years old, and I still have them. My father took me from Cleveland on the back roads, there were no freeways, to Washington, D.C., and I had a roll of camera with one roll of film, and I still have the 12 original pictures I took when I was 12 years old. And then later, that couple months later, my mother took me to New York City, and I have that roll of film that I was 12 years old. So it was just always been there.
And are you originally from this area?
I'm a fourth-generation Clevelander.
Very nice. So what attracted you to the Butler? What made you want to come explore this area?
Lou Zona gave me my first major museum exhibition in 1992. So I've been a friend of his and a friend of the Butler for 19 years. I actually did some research on you. I know that you've showcased your art all over the place, but do you have any places that you remember the most, like for where you brought all of your art and had exhibits for? I had a huge exhibit in India 2 years ago. I had a show I've shown in Paris, but I had a big show in Tokyo in 1992, and then I've had 100 shows in between. Everyone is just as important as the other, but some are in more exotic locations.
Right. And is there anything that you like more than another to photograph, like the genre?
I gave up trying to be a landscape photographer, and I gave up trying to be a still life photographer, and I quit 35 years of being a commercial photographer, and I just finally decided to let myself be a people photographer, and that's who I am, and that's what I do best.
And I've noticed that a lot of your stuff is black and white. Is there something specific that drew you to like the black and white color scheme of pictures, or?
Color photograph gives you information. There is nothing, and you make decisions based on the colors in those pictures. If you sat down with a green steak, you wouldn't really be very happy with it. If you walked outside and the sky was green and the grass was yellow, you'd be very confused because you make decisions on a daily basis on what color to wear and what color you see and how to act. When you look at a black and white photograph, there is nothing on the page except a grayscale that goes from black to white and all the myriad tones in between. So that when you see this, you have to organize what's in that picture intellectually, and you have to make an emotional response. So black and white is the language of emotion. When you see a photographer working in black and white, he's not interested in giving you extraneous information. He's interested in pure emotion.
That's fascinating.
Same area.
This is
Yes. That's my brother-in-law.
Hello. Is there anything else about the Butler that you like that is different here than?
Well, the roots are American art. So this is one of the few museums, one or two, I think, in the entire country, that shows, for the most part, exclusively American artists and promotes American art from the inside. So it's a very important place to have on your resume.
And I know that I'm sure you've taken many more pictures than this, but how did you decide which photos you wanted to put in the museum for your exhibit?
I wanted a chronological study. I wanted little girls to old men and women and show all the range of personalities in between. So that there was no specific group of, these are all men or these are all women or these are children. I wanted a complete range of everyone that I photographed last summer when I was up there.
What was the most memorable photograph you ever took, or that one subject? Is there one?
This project?
Of your entire 35 years of shooting people?
Last summer.
Well, there are 3 or 4 or 5 photographs that I've taken in my career that remains seminal. I did one in 1977. I did one in 1979, a portrait. I did a landscape back then. And there's been 3 or 4 other images that no matter what I do, they always seem to be better than what I've ever done. But there are also a number of memorable images that I didn't take because I couldn't stop the car, or I couldn't get out of where I was, or I saw them, they went by too quickly, or I just didn't have time to go back for them. So you remember not only the best things that you did, you remember some of the ones you missed. One of the great shots that I didn't get was in Mexico City, and there were 4 little boys lined up in the zoo against a wall. And I always take pictures of people taking pictures. So 2 women were leaning over, and I was standing directly behind, taking a picture of them, taking a picture of the kids, at which point 2 giraffes came over and stuck their head in the photo. And I got back to my friend's apartment, and I went to reload the film, and there was no film in the camera. So these things happen. Some of them are better off here.
When you're walking along, you don't have your camera on you. Does it feel like you're somewhat naked, or you're not ready, or you're worried that you might see something like that?
I always should have a camera, but when you're young and you have the energy and the drive and the desire to carry things, then
Congratulations.
how do you do? Thank you, sir. You keep a camera with you. Now I don't take a camera unless I'm going out to photograph, or I'm going into unknown territory. I don't carry a camera on Cleveland. Okay, but whenever I'm on the road anyplace else, I keep a camera. On the other hand, if you can't do it in your own backyard, you can't do it. But when I'm in Cleveland, I'm running errands and I'm schlepping and I'm doing stuff, and I'm not in photo mode, so I don't even keep a camera with me. However, in the summer months, I keep one of these 8x10s in the trunk with film, so that if I can't see something that can stop, I will. Otherwise, I hate to use the D word, but I actually carry a little Leica digital camera on occasion, as well as a 35mm with film in it.
And photography for you, I play guitar, it's cathartic for me. I love shooting videos, it's one of my pleasures. What is photography for you? What does it do for you?
Finishing the project is not done.
Well, there's several answers to that.
Returning there.
One of which is it's been a part of me for 50 years. The other answer of which is when I go into the darkroom, I do my own printing. It's therapy. It's a couple of hours of reggae or Bruce Springsteen or the Rolling Stones or something, or Leonard Cohen.
Thank you.
And it's just good therapy to work down there for 6-8 hours by yourself doing these things. And on the other hand, it's
I feel like
a second sight. It's just who I am and what I do, and I don't know where photographers come from. Certainly, I didn't grow up wanting to be a photographer. But it's something which chose me, and it's a consequence. That's who I became.
Taking the social photography, is that something that you do for yourself, or is this something that you think needs to be on print somewhere? These moments have to be captured and shared.
What do you mean social?
A lot of them are social. You have a lot of social collections, like of the rabbis and Cleveland.
Oh, yeah.
These things. Are these things that you think should be documented for the public?
Yes, and I have undertaken them because I've had the time and the financial capability of doing so. That I've made those part of my career. I've cut out time in my life to do the major documents of Clevelanders, which I've done, which have become seminal because no one else has ever done them, and they become incredible, like this stuff, historical documents of a snapshot of a 30-year period in Cleveland or northeastern Ohio, where some of them were done. That no one else could have done or had the initiative to do, or the drive or the desire of financial backings to do.
I don't know anything else.
That's fascinating.
These are mine.
Thank you. Everything virtually came together. It's not the most dramatic photograph of the series, that one over there and the one of the 3 girls and the one of the guy. This one on the end is probably the most historically relevant. That one is the picture of a Native American today. But this one is just a seminal image that's so clean and so pure and so simple.